Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Addie and today we are doing another reading vlog and I'm so excited for this post-birthday haul reading vlog because I have so many new exciting books to choose from. I think every book that I'm reading is one that I got on my birthday haul, so I'm so excited to read some of these new books and I am just so excited. Let's just get into the TBR for the week. I am going to be reading The Intruder by Freida McFadden. This is going to be my first read of the vlog. I have just, ever since I saw it at Barnes, it's been calling my name, and I usually don't go crazy for thrillers, but this week, something about it, I just have wanted a good thriller. And I think it's because I'm like craving like a fast read because I've been reading pretty heavy stuff recently, and I think just a quick read is going to be a great thing for me this week. And Freida McFadden always delivers that because like every chapter ends on like a massive cliffhanger, and I just love that about her. So we will be reading The Intruder first and foremost. This one is about a woman who's alone in her cabin in the wilderness, and during a storm a little girl covered in blood shows up, and for some reason Cassie keeps interacting with this girl. I don't like, lock your door, sweetheart, please, and just walk away. So anyway, it's like that rule, like when you are driving at night and you see like a little girl in the middle of nowhere in like a cornfield, like you're not supposed to stop. I think that's gonna be the same rule for this. Like, don't stop, don't trust the little girl. Anyway, so I'm very excited to hop into this. I think I'm gonna read this so quick. Also, it's definitely throwing me off. I didn't mention this in the beginning. This is so throwing me off. I don't know if it's throwing you guys off. I don't think you guys care as much as I care about this, but I don't love filming at night. I like the lighting a lot better during the day. However, daylight savings made it so it's dark at 4:30, and I was like, I don't know about this. So I planned as normal to film like around like 6, and I was like, awesome, I'll do it when I get back from class. And it's dark. So that's okay. It's just, the videos are gonna have a much darker ambiance from now on because nighttime is much better for filming with being in school. So anyway, just want to let you know. Sorry if like, I know no one cares the way I care. So the other two books on this week's TBR is The Blood Trader by Lynette Noni. I am so bursting at the seams to read this book, and like you may be wondering why I'm not reading this one first, and it's because I don't think I'm like ready for it. Like, I didn't like the last few books I read. It's been kind of a flop. We don't have to talk about it, but I need to be like in the headspace for this, and I want like a palate cleanser between those books, which is The Intruder. So I'm very excited to get into this. This is the third book in the Prison Healer series. I love the Prison Healer series. The second one ended on a crazy cliffhanger, and I'm very excited to see where our characters leave off here. She is in a nasty situation, and I like am scared to read about it. It makes me really sad for her, and I don't think I'm gonna enjoy that part, but that's okay. But I've heard great things about this, and I've heard it's kind of the best in the series, so very excited to get to the conclusion of this. End a series, and then you start a series, because that third book on the TBR this week is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This one I'm so excited for because I never read science fiction, and it's something beyond my comfort zone, and I'm very excited to get into it because I really want to read a science fiction this year. Like, that was one of my goals, and I don't know if I've read one. Maybe the Institute kind of counts. I don't know, but I'm very excited to get to this. I love The Martian, the movie. I thought it was great. So, and I've heard fabulous things about Project Hail Mary. Like, everyone I've ever talked to has said how fabulous this book is, and the movie's coming out soon, and it's definitely something that I think my dad would like based on like what I know about the premise. So I think it'd be fun to like watch it with him and like my boyfriend. I love when I think it's funny when I read like more guy veered books, like, and to like guys who don't read, and like the movie comes out and then I like get to be like, I read this. It's like a stupid little flex on the men in my life. I am very excited. This one follows an astronaut while on this Mission Impossible. Pretty much the Earth is dying. Humanity is just gonna die on Earth. They don't find an alternative, so they send this guy into space. It's Project Hail Mary because it's like throwing a Hail Mary, like find anywhere else that is hospitable. This sounds really good. I love this premise, and I think it's definitely something that I think is going to hit very different, ring very true as we enter a very uncertain times with climate change. I think it'll just hit very much deeper So I'm very interested to see what the discourse will be when the movie comes out as well. But I've also heard this book is kind of funny. Also, I'm sorry if the camera keeps shaking. Rora is moving everywhere. She is giving herself a bath over there. But anyway, I heard this is kind of funny. So I don't know if it's gonna be funny, but I don't see how it can be. But I would love a little giggle in the middle of like the world dying. So very intrigued to start this. So these are the 3 books on the TBR. I will be starting with The Intruder. Read 1 chapter, probably I'm gonna try to read a bunch more tonight. We'll see how that goes. I have a lot of assignments to do, unfortunately, but we'll try. Other things that I'm hoping to get done this week is I would love to make a lot more progress in this. I would love to finish this. I want to be done with this more than I want life, really. That's not true. That's not true. I'm exaggerating, but I do really want to finish this, but we'll see, because I want to finish our sweater so desperately. Other thing, like random things this week is obviously some kind of baking. I love to like mix up my life a little bit every so often and like bake something new, add some variety to my life. We'll see what that ends up being. And I also, other things I didn't mention in my book haul from last week's vlog, where I went to Barnes yet again on my birthday. But I got a couple like things that weren't books, but I got the cozy issue Bella Grace like magazine, and it looked so perfect for me. It's like Taking Cozy on the Road, 30 Ways to Savor Winter, A Passport to Nowhere, The Secret Pleasures in Nesting In, and 42 Unexpected Sources of Cozy. And I feel like it might just be a lot of fun to just like go like through a few pages like every so like a week and try to just implement what it says on those few pages into my life during that week. But I don't know how often this issue, the cozy issue, comes out, but this is the magazine for me. 13 Ways to Make Your Bedroom a Sanctuary. Like, it'd be really fun to like read that one week and then implement those things. And you guys know how much I love being cozy. I love it so much. If I could pick my favorite word in the entire world, I think it would be cozy. I think I say it like 40 times in a week, probably 40 times in a vlog, and then 40 other times throughout my week. So very excited about this purchase. Kind of random. Oh, a cozy springtime bingo. That's so cute. Maybe read a few pages of this and like implement those. What's like the first issue? Oh, there's like a table of contents. The first one is The Secret Pleasures of Nesting In, and then maybe have just like a nesting night and implement the things that it says. Like, that could be a lot of fun. Another thing I got, if you guys don't know something about me, is I love the Wordle puzzles. So I got the New York Times like puzzle game, which I'm so excited about, and I was thinking I might just do a few of these. This is like random, has nothing to do with reading or crafting or anything, but like I love this book and thought I would share. So very excited about those purchases. We'll definitely be doing my November journal spread this week. I realized I haven't done it. I feel like I just did October. Where is the month going? Another thing I think I would like to do is do like a weekly, like a vlog, like a spread for each vlog that I do, and like just kind of talk about the books that I read in the vlog. We'll see if that ends up happening. That's a very tentative, but I also would like to soak up the last bit of this fall weather we're having before winter is going to hit us like a truck, and I know it. I know it's coming, and I would like to enjoy a little bit more autumnal vibes and just have a nice autumnal walk, listen to an audiobook before it ends. So tonight I'm going to try to read a little bit of The Intruder. I have a video to edit, so definitely will be getting my booty on that. Hopefully the next time I chat I'll have more insight on The Intruder, some knitting done, my November spread, and also like some Hobonichi spreads, and then I'll come back to you guys with an update. it is the next day now and I am flying through this book. I'm already on page 120 and I'm definitely gonna finish this today. It's really short. It's only about 260 pages, so I'm almost halfway through. I just downloaded the audiobook, so hopefully I can like listen to it while I do my Hobonichi tonight. I'm a couple weeks behind on that, so that's definitely gonna happen tonight. I got some new ink for my printer, so I'm gonna hopefully fiddle with that a little bit and try to get that working again and listen to my audiobook a little bit. But nonetheless, I am really enjoying this book so far. I don't think it's going to be one of my favorite Fridas, but like it's kind of doing what I said I wanted it to do when I was talking about it yesterday. I just wanted to be like a palate cleanser. I wanted a quick read after reading a lot of books that took me a long time to get through. Even the quick reads I was reading were still kind of taking me a while. They were just kind of slow, except the invocations. I love the invocations. I just wanted a quick read, and this is definitely delivering that. It is going by so fast. I'm definitely like engaged with it. I want to continue reading. Frida always delivers a page turner, which this isn't putting me on edge the way her other books have put me on edge, which is shocking because like anyone who knows me knows that probably my #1 fear is intruders. I'm very scared. Like I am irrationally afraid of waking up to someone in my apartment or waking up somewhere with someone anywhere. Like I'm just so scared of being intruded. Like one crazy thing I did last year when I moved was I was so freaked out about intruders is that I would grab like my whole table and put it up to my door, so like if anyone tried to get in, like it would make a huge noise. It did help me sleep better at night, but like it was a crazy irrational fear. Anyway, so you'd think this would be freaking me out more. It's not. There's certain scenes where like I am freaked out, mostly like in the cabin in the wood perspective when we're with Cassie, but like now that it's like a little girl that's been revealed as like the intruder, it's not as freaky anymore. But like I do think something's off. We're also getting the perspective of the girl Ella, like what led up to her finding her way to intruding Casey's cabin covered in blood. But nothing's like, she lives a terrible life. Like it's sickening, but it's something like scary. So like I'm hoping it becomes a little bit more thrilling soon, or we get some kind of twist, because right now it's like giving predictable, which I know Frida is never predictable, but as of right now I just can't for the life of me figure out where this is going. I have one theory, but I don't know if it's right, but I guess we'll see because I'm gonna finish this tonight. But anyway, so this book basically follows our girl Casey, and she was a teacher and she just got fired from her teaching job and we don't know why. I'm sure it's gonna tie in somehow, but she decided to live remote, off the grid, very rough and tumble, and she lives by herself in the middle of the woods. And one night there's a huge storm coming, and in the midst of this storm a little girl appears outside of her house and she's covered in blood. It basically goes to the night where Casey's like trying to help this little girl, but she's like, because it also is in the middle of this huge storm, but there's definitely something off and she doesn't feel right about it. And then there's Ella's perspective of, she is the little girl I presume, and she is kind of leading up to these events where she lives with her single mother. Her mother is kind of crazy. She's a hoarder, I think is the best way to describe her, but like she's crazy about her hoarding. Like she's so scared of not having what she needs that she hoards things, like to the extent of like food is going bad in the fridge but she refuses to throw it away. Like she won't throw anything away. Ella gets made fun of at school because like she doesn't have food, like she is stealing people's food, and like she doesn't smell very good because like she lives in a very unhygienic household. Anyway, so right now I just feel really bad for Ella. I'm just like, this just like blows. Like also, why are none of the teachers at her school doing any mandating reporting? Like we're all mandated reporters there. She is very clearly giving signs of like neglect or abuse at home. She's got like burn marks on her arm. Like where are the mandated reporters? And like she gets called to the principal because she keeps stealing people's lunches, and like my teacher brain is automatically going like, oh, she might not have food, like a stable food source. Like maybe we should just get her set up where she makes sure she gets food at school. No, the principal's just like an ass, and I'm like, of course. I'm glad our girl Casey's kind of catching on to this. Like the second she saw her, she's like, oh, this girl's hungry. And she literally said, she's like, where? She's like, I'm not technically a mandated reporter anymore, but like I should be. I need to report this. But I'm glad one person is like thinking clearly about this girl's situation. But Casey's much more patient than I am though, because like the little girl's covered in blood, her bag is leaking blood, and she's like, I'll just let things come out in their own time. I'm like, girl, she's in your house. Like, I'm too nosy for that. But I am really enjoying this so far. I am very connected to Ella. I really like the little girl's perspective, and I really do like Casey too. I'm so curious why she got fired from her teaching job. I'm so curious. It's what you get with the Freedom McFadden book. It's fast, it's fun, it's twisty. So I'm very excited to get to the twist because I know it's gonna blow my mind as always. But I'm so glad I picked this up. I needed a quick read for the month. Yeah, so really enjoying this. I got the audiobook, like I said. I'm gonna listen to that tonight a lot. There's some things I want to do. I've been craving a pesto pizza so bad, and I think I've decided that's gonna be the bake of the week. And obviously have some hobonichi. We have 2 hobonichi spreads this week because I didn't do last week. So I've got to journal quite a bit tonight. I have to go to class in like 10 minutes, which is so unfortunate, but it is a very nice like fall day out, so I'm excited to like enjoy the fall foliage while it lasts. I'm honestly just excited to be done with class, and I have like a group meeting for like a group project after, but hopefully that'll go quick. Then I can just come back, make some dinner, do my crafts. I'm just so excited for the next update when I know how this book ends, and then I can let you guys know how I'm feeling and which book I decide to read next in the vlog. Hello, I'm so excited. I finished The Intruder and I finished this in like less than 24 hours and I needed that. I needed a win like that this week. I'm so tired and my brain power is at 0. I needed this kind of win. So I'm very excited that I finished this. Was it my favorite Frida McFadden book? No, like it was fine. The plot twist was good. I wasn't expecting it all, but it wasn't her craziest plot twist for sure, where like I was literally like laying down on the floor, like contemplating, like staring at the ceiling, contemplating life or anything like that. But it was still a very solid Frida McFadden read. I think I would rate it 3.5 stars. I got exactly what I wanted out of this book, which was an interesting, fast-paced, engaging thriller. I will say, kind of around the middle, I did get a little bored, which I never say with Frida McFadden books, but I do feel like it dragged just a little bit. Just because, like, I feel like it wasn't very thrilling. It was just kind of like, oh. Like, okay. Like, this one was much more like plot forward focused, which like was fine, but wasn't exactly what I'm looking for in a thriller. Overall, I really enjoyed it. The ending was definitely a twist. We always get that with Frida. You can always count on it. Wasn't my favorite of her twist just because I didn't think, like, I didn't see it coming, but like not in really a good way. You know, I was just like, oh, like that's it, like, okay. But this book did deal with like some very heavy real life topics that I did like to see like represented in like the thriller sphere, because I feel like it's always domestic, like abuse. It's always like between like a married couple, and I enjoyed it being switched up a little bit. But yeah, it definitely does deal with some dark themes, so I would check trigger warnings. However, Frida is good about, one thing I really like about her is that she doesn't do gore, or at least like explicit, you know? Like it's, like I'm pretty squeamish and I'm always fine with her books. So I will say the one thing though, it might not be like body gore. I've noticed with her books, she loves like rotting food. Like she loves herself some very descriptive rotting produce or something. Like that's kind of her go-to, like if she wants to make you squirm a little bit, and it's truly just disgusting every time. Like I'd almost rather you just cut a hand off, like, than have to read about like maggots in like an apple. Like she definitely makes me squirm with that. However, I am very glad I read this. I would absolutely recommend it if you're just looking for a very fast-paced thriller. I'm pretty sure this is on Kindle Unlimited if you don't want to pay for the hardcover, which hardcovers are so incredibly expensive. I would wait for this to come out in the paperback because they're just so expensive, and like not in this economy, I fear. So definitely check it out on Kindle if you are subscribed to Kindle Unlimited. If not, I try to find it anywhere that's not $28. Anyway, I'm glad I have it though. I do like these sprayed edges, but like I'm a big fan of Frida McFadden, but if you're not a big fan of Frida McFadden and don't care about having like collectible like this, I'd hold out. You're not missing like The Housemaid or anything like that level, like peak level of thriller, so I feel like you could hold off. But either way, I really enjoyed it and I'm glad I read it. So for the rest of the week, my reading plans do consist of reading The Blood Trader and Project Hail Mary. So I just got a comment saying that the audiobook is so like enhances the story so much and like you miss a lot if you don't listen to the audiobook, and I've heard that from a few other people before as well. So I'm definitely going to download this on Audible because they only have the Spanish version on my Libby, which is interesting. I just don't speak Spanish, so that doesn't help me all that much, but I will be downloading it. I'm so excited to read this. I will be in the car for 4 hours on Friday, so I think I'm going to save it for that. Today's Wednesday, so in a couple of days I'll probably listen to a big chunk of it in the car. I also want to knit a lot this week, so I'll definitely, this is going to be like my knitting book I think for the week. And when I want to read physically, I'm going to read The Blood Trader. I also found this on Libby, so I'll have like the Kindle version of it as well, which is exciting. So I think that means I'm going to start this tonight, which I'm very excited. I have a bunch of homework, so I gotta do that first. That has to be my first priority, unfortunately, but I am excited to get started on this. These go by so fast. Like, I know I'm gonna read this in the blink of an eye, just because her style of writing just like kind of clicks for me. It's just like a fun YA fantasy, so I'm very excited to start this and see where our girl Kiva has left off. So hopefully I can start this tonight, but I gotta finish my homework first. I would also like to get a little bit of knitting done tonight, and honestly I'm not sure where the rest of the week is going to take me other than knitting. I did my Hobonichi, which I'm very excited about. I got my printer working last night, so like printing is a much easier task now, so very excited about that, especially just to be caught up on my Hobonichi. I was like behind, it was stressing me out, so glad I caught up there. I also have to do my November spread at some point. That will probably get done like near the end of the vlog. Other than that, knitting, audiobook listening, starting the Blood Trader is on the agenda, and finishing my homework. But I'm gonna get started on that. Next time we talk, we will be discussing the Blood Trader. Hello, so I have some very exciting announcements. They're not announcements, they're updates. I just love myself a good announcement. So first things first, I have gotten quite far in Project Hail Mary. I am absolutely loving this book. One of the best books I've read in a really long time. Mostly I've been listening to this, actually no, I've been exclusively listening to this on audio, and I usually never do that for books. Like, I do listen to audiobooks, I'm a big audiobook fan, but I usually like switch back and forth, or like depending on what I'm doing, you get it. But I got a comment being like, hey, the audiobook is so good, and then I've also just heard that amongst a lot of different people when talking about this book. They were so right. The audiobook is so good. Like, I was literally like cleaning my entire apartment, which, you know, isn't my favorite thing to do, and I didn't get bored once, I didn't get antsy once. Like, I was literally just like on autopilot listening to this book and like giggling, and like, you wouldn't think that a sci-fi book about the world ending would be funny, but like this audiobook narrator, just, I wonder if he's like a celebrity or something. I don't know who he is, but he's doing a phenomenal job. He like adds, you would miss a lot of like the main character's like snark or attitude during it. He's just like kind of like a very funny, sarcastic dude. I really love that with the audiobook. So definitely one of the best audiobooks I've ever listened to. I have been listening to that while I've been knitting, and that's a very exciting update, which I guess I'll just add in now. I am so close to finishing up the Sophie hood. I have just to finish this little tip and then sew the things together, and I definitely will probably block it. I've never blocked really before, besides like one. I blocked my crocheted scarf, but this one seems a little more complicated. I bought like a wool wash for it, but I'm a little nervous, but we'll try our best. But I'm just so excited that this has taken me a year of my life, and I'm hoping the next one won't take as long. I think this just is like the first project, trouble sticking with it kind of thing, but now I'm like into it and I finally have an end result, so I'm so excited about that. But anyway, this has been honestly all I've been wanting to do is listen to my audiobook and knit, so that's kind of what I've been doing all weekend. I don't know if I told you, I'm on page 222 tentatively. I am just absolutely loving this book. It follows our main character Ryland, and I could so see Ryan Gosling playing this character. Like, I picture him as Ryan Gosling in this. Like, I feel like that casting choice is gonna be phenomenal. So it follows Ryland. I actually really like it. He is a middle school science teacher, and you know, I love the teacher rep in books. For some reason, he wakes up on the ship. His memory is definitely fogged from being asleep for so long on this mission, and he can't really remember where he is, what he's doing, and that's not great when you're light years from Earth and alone. It follows him as his memories return, realizes the task that he has, which is to find answers for how to save Earth. There's one character that we got introduced to. Oh my god, he's the cutest little guy in the entire world. I'm obsessed with him. I can't give anything away because it's like too much of a spoiler, but there is one character that comes up. He is such a cutie patootie, and I feel like definitely adds a lot to the story. This specific plot line or direction that the book took is really helping with that. So this book is incredibly fast-paced. Like, I'm not huge on audiobooks. Like, I love audiobooks, but sometimes they drag and I get kind of bored while I'm doing whatever miscellaneous task that I'm doing. But this one is so holding my attention. I love our main character. He's just so funny. Like, he has this really like sarcastic, dry sense of humor that like adds a lot of depth and humor to like otherwise that would be very like dark book. So it definitely adds a little bit of light and a little bit of fun, which I very much enjoy. And I definitely agree, without this audiobook narrator, I could see losing some of that snark, some of that character that we get from Ryland. I also think it's so funny. I love this one character, Strat. So like we get like some of his flashbacks, and Strat is basically the woman who like runs this whole operation, and she is so funny. I love her so much. She's just so like dry. Like, that woman, like, Ryland's funny. She has never told a joke in her life, I fear. She's just so like down to business. This is what we're doing. She gets shit done. I just think she's so funny. Comes and like gets him from his job, and she's like, you work for me now, you're here now, and we're saving the earth. And like, she's just like everybody's boss, and I love her deeply. And I feel like they complement each other well. Like, he's kind of like very sarcastic, like kind of humorous, and she's just like never even cracked a smile. So I love this so much. I could so see myself rating this 5 stars. Right now it is a 5-star read. One of my favorite books I've read this year, honestly. I guess we'll see how it ends, but I love this book so deeply. And I don't read a lot of sci-fi, and I feel like I need to now, because like this is like really hitting the spot for me right now. I did start a little bit of Blood Trader, and I don't know if it's the mix of just loving Project Hail Mary and being very determined to knit and finish my hood, that like this is definitely taking the back burner, because I've only gotten about 50 pages in here, nothing that much to update on. She is still in that really bad situation she was in at the end of the book, and until she gets out of that situation or like takes steps to move past it, I fear it's going to be a little slow, but like that's fine. I trust the process. I'm not like bored. I'm just like very excited for the plot to get moving again. I don't know, like it's not bad. Like I'm really enjoying myself as I've enjoyed all the other ones, but like there's just something else pulling my attention away, and that is Project Hail Mary audiobook combo, almost being done with my knitting. So once I'm done with the hood, I think this will start to take a much bigger forefront, but as of right now, I'm just kind of reading it whenever I have the moment. Don't really have that huge of an update on the Blood Trader, but I did want to come on and say how much I'm loving Project Hail Mary, and I'm so excited to continue on. And I was able to get my printer working, which thank God. I don't know if I told you guys that already, but I was able to update some of that stuff. For the rest of the week, would love to finish my hood. That's honestly my agenda. Finish Hood, finish Project Hail Mary audiobook. If I don't finish the Blood Trader in this vlog, that's fine. But like Project Hail Mary and the Hood are like my first priority. Other than that, I don't have too bad of a week this week. Definitely just some prep stuff for the end of the semester, which is quickly coming towards me, and I'm very scared because that is when this time last year, massive reading slump, massive posting slump. I just don't want to do that again, and I promised myself I will not. So we're gonna stay on it, we're gonna stay booked and busy, and definitely very excited to give you a final thoughts on Project Hail Mary because it is just so good. But now, unfortunately, I have to go to class. But tonight I am going to do some homework. I really want to finish the Sophie Hood tonight. I think that's my first priority, and then we will chat a little bit later with some final thoughts on Project Hail Mary. so excited. This is like the best update in the entire world because I have officially finished my Sophie Hood, and I just feel like this turned out so fabulous for like my first project. Like, I'm so incredibly proud of this. I still have to block it, which I will do. It's just so warm and comfy, and I love her so dearly. I will definitely be blocking her probably maybe tomorrow, sometime before the weekend. Yeah, so she will be blocked soon. I'm hoping to do it tonight. I'm a little nervous. I've never like blocked before, so we'll see. But I do love it so much. I'm so proud of it as my first project. I got a little excited last night because I was like, let me start a new one, and I tried to start the step-by-step sweater. Didn't go well, but I had to order some new cables for it, so those are on the way, so hopefully I'll be able to start that soon. But I'm taking kind of a little break from Project Hail Mary. As much as I'm loving her, she will have to wait until I start my new project. Also, part of the reason I'm taking a little break is because I finally did get, like, I knew once the Blood Trader got going, it would get going, like, because I'm pretty comfortable with the series now. Like, I knew once I got past like the beginning, it would go by so fast, and I was right. I read all of this almost last night. Like, you guys know how short I was like into it, but like once I got to the part I was like that sped up the plot, I was like, yes, this is it, this is it. Oh my god, like I was literally like couldn't stop flipping the pages. That's what happened with the Gilded Cage as well. Like, these are just page turners, like they're constant something happening. I love the romance in here. It's stressing me out a little bit right now, but that's not a bad thing. It's definitely keeping me interested. This book is really stressing me out though, and I think that's why I keep turning the pages, because like my girl Kiva has been going through it since the end of book 2. Actually, she's been going through it her whole life, but like she has not caught a single break since this book started. And like I can't give away because it's like the last book, and this book, so like the quality of these books very heavily relies on like that element of surprise that you get. So like I would never want to ruin that for anyone. Oh, here I'm on page 250, so I have less than 200 pages to go, so I'm definitely gonna finish this before the end of this vlog. I don't know about Project Hail Mary, but hopefully I can read a little bit more of this tonight. I have class unfortunately tonight, and I have a workout class in like an hour, but other than that I have to work on some homework. Today's honestly a super busy day, but I'm exhausted and I need a little bit of time for myself, so I'm definitely gonna block out some time to get some reading done. I also want to read this before I get started on my next project, because I know once that gets going, I'm going to literally be nonstop knitting. And I'm so sorry, like this is like turning into like a knitting vlog. I am so just like into my knitting right now. Like, it's been my hyper fixation this week, and I think it's because I finished my first project and I'm like, wait, I can do this. And then I was humbled last night, but that's okay. Trial and error, I'll get there. But if anyone has any tips for the step-by-step sweater, please let me know. Anyway, this book is just incredibly fast-paced. Like, it's just a really solid romantic-y, fast-paced read. One of the characters is frustrating me in this book, I will say. I'm just like I get why he's upset, but it's hurting my heart. It really is. And I feel like I can't say anything more than that. But we're definitely getting more into like the political side of things in this book, like getting into like the nitty-gritty of like politics, power plays, everything's kind of, all answers are getting answered, which I've had since book 1, so I'm very excited about that. And it's just been really fun to like see different characters definitely blossom. I feel like we're getting a lot of personalities in this book, if you will, because in this book all the characters that like we've seen so far have a reason to like all be together, and I'm really liking all the different character dynamics like all in one place. I feel like Lynette Noni does characters really well. Like, she gets me to care very deeply about the relationships that Kiva has. That's honestly why I'm reading this book. Like, the magic system, the political system isn't anything I haven't read before, let's be honest. The way she writes her characters and the way she writes relationships just makes me care very deeply for all the characters and what happens to Kiva with her friendships and with the romance. I care very deeply about the romance. So I sometimes, like when I'm reading romantically, I'm just like, fine, like, you know, he's broody, she's a little wallflower, great. That's not what this is. They're very complex, and I really like that. I really do like our love interest. He's a very sweet guy, and I feel like we're getting a lot deeper layers with him in this book. Like, the last few books have been, oh, he's perfect, he's sunshine, amazing, and it's like, yeah, I really liked him then too, but like, we're getting a little bit of complexity now. As much as it hurts, I appreciate that we're seeing kind of a different side of him and creating a little bit of tension in the relationship, which I feel like was needed, you know, because it's not all gonna be sunshine and rainbows. And he loved her very deeply, but he didn't love her for wholly because he didn't know the truth. But anyway, now that he does know the truth about this vague concept that I'm trying to be as vague as possible about, he needs to learn to love her for her whole self and not just like his version of her. So I like that we're kind of getting that, even though, again, it's kind of killing me a little bit. But anyway, I am very much enjoying this book. I am very excited to continue reading it tonight. Want to get a little bit further. I also would like to start this sweater by Mahum on YouTube. I love her channel, and I would just love to be crafting. I also don't want to like forget about crochet, you know, because like crochet was my first love and I don't want to leave her hanging. So I have this yarn that I really love and I'm gonna use that for the blue, and then I just have a basic white. So I might start that tonight. We listen to a little bit of Project Hail Mary if I'm a little bit too tired after class, because I have a class that goes into like 8:40 tonight. She always lets us out early, but it's still pretty late for me. Today's a very busy day. Thursdays are always very busy. Hopefully I can finish this by Friday and we will close out the vlog. Before Friday, I really want to do my November spread, which again, I don't know if that's going to happen, unfortunately, but we're gonna try. That's what we'll probably end up having to do that Sunday, but I just have a very busy week today. Like, I'm very booked and busy. Also, sorry if the camera's wonky now. Rory decided to make camp right by the camera's foot, which is lovely. Just going to go to my workout class now, and then I'm going to try and get a little bit of reading, a little bit of homework done, and then I will update you guys when I finish the Blood Trader and hopefully have a little bit of an update on the step-by-step sweater. But again, this is not a knitting vlog and I'm treating it like such, but that's okay. But I am going to get reading and chat with you guys when I finish the Blood Trader. I have officially finished the Blood Trader and I cannot express how good this series is. I whizzed through it. Like, it's a little embarrassing to admit, but like I had it on my Kindle, and during like the breaks in like the lecture period I was like fully like engaged, and I had to like stop before like, oh my god, for like this big, like the big scene that like we were all waiting for throughout the whole book happened, and I was like, wait, I have to save it for like later when I'm like in bed and like can actually enjoy it and don't have like 100 other people around me ruining this moment. This series just is a very quintessential everything I love about like YA romantasy. Like, I don't particularly like reach for it every time I'm reaching for a fantasy now, or any book for that matter, but it is something that like when I get a good one, it's like good. Like, nothing engages me quite like a really good YA romantasy book. I think what really just makes this book is the characters, as I've said before, like their relationships, and each one of them is just written so well and you kind of fall in love with each and every one, and I feel like that's hard to do. And this isn't anything that I haven't, again, read about before. Even the ending, I was like, yeah, like I've read it. I've seen this film before. I won't say which book because it's a major spoiler, but like it very heavily reminded me of another book. But that's not to say that it wasn't good. Like, there's only so many plot lines and storylines you can go with YA romantasy, so that's kind of one thing, but like taking that and then like elevating it with your characters is like another thing, and I feel like she does that really well. I love Kiva. I fall in love with her throughout the book. I fell in love with Jaren throughout the book. All of the family and everyone, like you just really fall in love with them. And then there's villains that you just like absolutely despise. That is always a good thing, because sometimes I'll read a fantasy book and I'm like, they'll be fighting this big evil and I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I just don't hate you enough like to really be feeling this hatred and these feelings that the main character is supposed to feel, and that definitely does not happen here. I despised like all the anti-heroes in this book. Like, every single one, I'm like, horrible. Like, the rage I felt inside me, and like this book just like did a really good job of making me feel what Kiva was feeling. I feel like it's the telltale of a really great book, a really great series, when you can feel exactly what the author is intending you to feel. I love that. You know, I read so many books in a year. Sometimes it's a little easy to go a little like numb, you know, like when I first started like well, I've always really been into reading, but the rigor in which I've read is definitely amped up in the last like 4 or 5 years, I would say. Like, I think like junior or senior year of high school is like when reading became like a huge part of my everyday life. At the beginning in that time, every book felt like the shiny new object. Like it made me feel so many things. I got so invested in every single book that I read. And I feel like it's easy as time goes on to feel a little desensitized to it after reading book after book after book. So it takes a lot more now, I would say, for a book to make me feel really invested, for me to think about it outside of after I've moved on to other books. This series definitely did it for me. Like while I would like in between period between The Gilded Cage and this one, I was definitely like thinking like, oh, I really want to be getting to the Blood Trader. I'm so curious about what happens next. Like I'm still thinking about the ending of these books. I'm still thinking about these characters, and definitely got very invested in this series. And I would say that this book is hands down a 5-star read, just because I feel like it was a great ending to a fabulous series, and I was engaged the entire time. I honestly have no notes, and I fell in love with all of these characters, and I want to read it for the first time again. But I absolutely recommend these books if you're looking for a fast-paced romantasy series. And yeah, I just love them. I love them so much, and I'm going to miss Kiva and her prison healing adventures. Other update is I did not finish Project Hail Mary, but I'm not like going to try to rush. I probably could have finished it last night if I like sat down and read it physically, but like I am just so loving this audiobook that I don't want to rush it. And I'm getting some knitting needles tomorrow to start a sweater. I've been trying to start the step-by-step sweater, and I have been failing, not going really well. Lots of trial and error. So I realized I think what I need to buy some shorties like there was in the video for the step-by-step. So I did that, and they come tomorrow, so hopefully I can start over again tomorrow and see how it goes. But I was gonna save that for when I continue on with the sweater, just because like I love the audiobook and I want to like continue reading it, and I don't want to like rush my way out of it, because I'm also loving Project Hail Mary. I could totally see this being a 5-star read. I love it so much. But so no really new updates other than like loving it very much. Very much the same as the last time. And I also did finish The Intruder, and I've settled on a 3-star rating on that. Like it was good, I had a lot of fun in the moment, but I have not thought about it since. Not even like a single like thought has crossed my mind about it, and it's just like a good time. But yeah, so gonna hopefully start a sweater in the next vlog that you guys see, but we'll see. I'm just very excited for our next vlog. I think someone just like burped in the hallway. Gotta love living in the college town. But anyway, I'm so curious like when I ran this back if I could hear it. But yeah, I'm just really looking forward to next vlog, when this is today's actually my last like super stressful day before Thanksgiving break, and I just need to get through it. I'm very excited to get through it. Like it's just, oh, we're approaching final season, and it's like starting to like kind of hit me in the face this week, and I'm like, yikes. So I have lots of posting plans, but like please be patient with me. This is the time of year where I tend to crumble. I apologize if the posting suffers because of that, but I'm gonna really lock in this year and not make my mistakes of last year. But overall, I feel like it was such a great reading week this past week, and I'm hoping for lots of relaxing reading over Thanksgiving break. I'm so excited to have found a new favorite series of the year, a new 5-star of the year. So it's been a very successful week, and I found a great audiobook. I read a thriller, and it was a fun time. I had a lot of fun. I'm not trying to say that I didn't have fun reading it. It just wasn't like that special, you know? But overall, it's been a great week, and I'm just so excited to see what this break brings me. Lots of homework probably, but also we'll definitely set aside some time to relax and rejuvenate before final season. That brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If there's any specific types of reading vlogs you would like to see from me, please let me know. As of right now, I just kind of do the mood reading, bring you out through my week, not super structured or not a lot of pressure, honestly. But if there's anything specific you would like to see from me, please let me know. I would love to do a themed reading vlog if that is what you would like to see from me. So let me know in the comments if there's anything you would like to see. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's video. If you like me or my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. I post every Tuesday. But thank you guys so much again for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you guys have the most fabulous week, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!